Good morning. First time I leaned in this morning, it was soaking and drenched me. But anyway, so something. Kevin Thywell. I hope I've said his name well. The sporting director that came in, and the other chap from Everton. Something that people are going on about no signings and all that, and a lack of signings. And I get it. It's all right. But do you think they've not been trying their heart out since they've got here? Because I think the appointments happened in June, and probably the heads up before that. Well, they did have a heads up before that. So he'll have his book, his contacts, and all that, and so he'll have part of the reason he'll have been brought in is because he's got those contacts, because he knows who to phone for this player and that player, and he would never ever have stopped scouting, looking for players, So I don't. If anyone thinks they've come in and not been doing that, they've probably next to no days off. They'll be watching YouTube videos, answering phone calls and emails from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. Because if they're not doing that at this stage of their career at Rangers and this rebuild at Rangers, they should get sacked tomorrow. That's what you've got to think. Think about things like that as well. There's no way they've not been trying their heart out for us. Now, just because today's a new accounting day doesn't mean we're going to get 3 players in today as well. But I would hope to have at least two first team players, not youth players or that, first team regulars in by Friday. If they're not even that, you'll be like, right, okay. But I keep saying people need to remember that other teams won't be playing ball with us as much as they used to. They'll be wanting more money and stuff like that. And it looks like Ngami's away, so that means Rangers have agreed. But some guys have said, some guys and girls have said, why have they we've not got rid of players yet? I know I'm a bit repetitive. It's because we're in a position now to wait to accept the amount that we're happy with. That's it's a good thing nobody's gone out. It's because we're now in a position to wait for players to come in. This game in what day? When is it? Sunday against Benfica. Is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday against Benfica. That'll be an interesting one. I think it's a 2 o'clock kickoff. That'll be interesting. I just hope we don't lose because. But just remember when Alan McLeish took over. Or one season, I don't know if it was his second season. I can't quite remember. He lost three pre-season games, and we won a treble. All right. And there's another thing. Professional footballers, people say it takes some time to get bed in. I'm like, I never. You know what I mean? These guys are at the top of the game. They're supposed to be able to go, right, this is what I want you to do in the game. Go there, run up and down that way, pass to him, keep it short. It shouldn't take them months to bed in. You know what I mean? Because it's football. When I say this, I'm in no way comparing myself to a footballer. And my job, right? I'm a mechanic offshore and I go to all different places around the world, right? But when I go on that ring, I'm expected to do my job. You know what I mean? It does take me a day or two to find my way around, especially if it's a bigger one. Where's certain things and all that. It can be quite, you do get, I guess it's lost a bit. You do get lost just the locational stuff. But once I'm there, I need to be on the ball quickly. As any guys doing, anyone that does work like that will tell you, you need to be able to get employed to do your job and you do it. It takes you a day or two to bed in, but it doesn't take you months. We've got until, I know the Champions League's coming up, and I get that. I know people are worried about it. I'm not as worried about it as some others because I'm looking at the bigger picture in the long term. It's going to be our first competitive game under a new regime. I mean, a massive overhaul of everything from top to bottom at Rangers, and people are expecting magic right away. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Listen, I know the money thing and all that, the financial fair play, and I know I'm probably in a minority with this one. I accept that. I know, and I can't really argue against anyone that thinks different. But just a wee bit more patience, and we're in the best place we've been in decades. Decades, aye, and I'm saying I'm just looking forward to the young team enjoying this sustained period of success. That's the best thing, I mean, the young guys being able to, you know, do what we did during 9 in a row and stuff like that. But anyway, there's thingy. Aye. So I wonder if Isabel's out. That's on the page. You see her walking the dog now and again, but she's on that way. But anyway, sorry, but the we're in a good place because there's still a bit of negativity about it, and it's just like, because that last 14 years was a living hell. You know what I mean? It was just awful, and we're now through that. Because now we've got this board in place. It's That's the most important thing: stability, financial stability, good governance, brilliant governance. And I was reading yesterday a few places. Somebody had a Leeds player on, a Leeds fan on, and he said, "Listen, this is what they did with us. It goes quiet, then boom, you know." Because remember that uh, I would be a liar if I said I'd seen people saying we're hearing nothing from Ryan, so I've not heard that in the last few days. So, but I like the fact that Rangers themselves are locked up. You know, that's a good thing. But just we're in a good place, and we'll see what happens. All right, cheers.